Tetris Forever. Okay, this time it's going. All right, cool.
I was born in the Netherlands. I lived in Holland for 11 years and moved to New York City. Learned English, went to Our Lady of Sorrows, graduated #1 in my school, and ended up going to the best math and science high school in New York called Stuyvesant High School. That's where I got to touch computers for the first time. These were the days of punch cards, and I would put in my punch card program today, and I would get the result, which is the printout, 2 days later. That was the turnaround time. That wasn't good enough for me, so I cheated, and I made 6 copies of my program and put one in each drawer of each class. So I had a turnaround time of 4 hours, and my teacher couldn't understand how I was so fast. End of high school, I'm 18. I moved to Hawaii. Boy, I spent a year surfing and diving. You know, if there were waves, I'd be surfing. If there was no waves, I'd be diving. I was in the water every day. I was a fish. And one day I read in the newspapers, oh my goodness, I can go to night school and have access to computers. My dream. I loved computers. You know, I could ICS 301, you know, learn how to program in BASIC. So I said, Dad, I have access. And about a week into it, my teacher called me in and said, Mr. Rogers, what are you doing? I said, what do you mean, what are you doing? I says, well, you've already used as much computer time as an average student uses in a semester. And I showed him the programs I was working on, and he says, okay, carry on. You know, every assignment that we got, I went extra credit. I was so good that he hired me as a TA, and I graded all the papers for the next ICS 301 class. So I actually got a job, which was very useful. People ask me, what did you study? You know, what was your major? And I always say, I majored in computer science and I minored in Dungeons and Dragons. We had an organization at Campus Center called ARG, the Alternative Recreational Realities Group of Hawaii. You know, the first D&D books, they were like little tiny books, and they didn't really have enough information to actually play the game. You had to make up stuff. So we had all these additional rules, and we called them ARG rules. And so that fleshed out for the dungeon masters and for the players how to play D&D. After I ran out of computer classes that I could take in night school, and my teacher said, well, you know, if you want more computer time, you're going to have to go to day school. And so I said to my teacher, well, I'm not going to take any of my core requirements. And he says, I'm not saying that you have to take your core requirements. All I'm saying is that if you want more computer time, you're going to have to go to day school. I said, okay, I'll go. So I went to day school. I took all the computer classes I could take, and I took only the classes that I was interested in, which is pretty much all the science classes. I even took religion and the meaning of existence, you know, some history, stuff that I was interested in. At the end of 3 years, they called me in and they said, another Mr. Rogers story. Mr. Rogers, what are you doing? And I said, what do you mean? I said, well, you haven't taken any of your core requirements. And I said, well, I've already been to high school. And then they said, well, if you're not going to take your core requirements, you're not going to graduate. I said, there must be some mistake. I'm not here to graduate. I'm here to get an education. And I've already got my education. Thank you very much. And I chased the girl to Japan, and that was it.
This is great for a little bit of the history of Tetris. Myself, I love Tetris.
Hi everybody, I'm Alexei Pajitnov. 10 years ago, I invented a game called Tetris.
Great is not the word for Tetris. The right word for Tetris is perfect.
I'm at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. I stand in line, and there I play Tetris for the first time.
It's really the perfect game. Once you've played Tetris, like it's part of your DNA.
Then I go and play other games, and I find myself standing in line at the Tetris machine again, and I play again.
Perfectly implemented, perfectly balanced.
The fourth time I'm standing in this line, it's like, I'm really hooked on this game. I said, I'm going to go to the Soviet Union, and I'm not coming back till I have these rights.
A lot of people don't even know
Tetris is
where Tetris came from.
All genders, all ages.
The game transcends cultures, it transcends language, and there's a whole Tetris effect that happens. You start seeing Tetris pieces everywhere when you're packing a car or when you want to organize something.
Tetris, it's harmonically, everything comes together.
The thing that makes Tetris Tetris is the well and the pieces.
There's nothing associated with Tetris except geometry, which is universal.
It's no character, you don't have attitude to the pieces. They are all good. It allows you to concentrate on your activity.
It only is a game.
It's not a destructive game, it's a constructive game. You're basically building lines of blocks.
It's illusion, because what you generally do, you don't construct anything. As a matter of fact, you keep destroying the stuff you build.
I love that kind of attention.
All you see is the garbage, your failures and mistakes.
You want to keep clearing lines.
You play and play and play to get rid of it, to get it lowered.
It really kind of speaks to the human need to want to create order out of chaos. Alexei figured it out, and that's why we're around 40 years later.
All my life is connected to Tetris. Every time when I design the game, I never satisfied because I clearly see that this game won't be at the same level of Tetris.
The friendship that formed between Hank Rogers and Alexei Pajitnov really, ultimately, brought Tetris to the rest of the world. They're still best friends today.
I think our friendship goes deeper than Tetris.
They're both programmers, and they both have the love of games.
Basically, I just live with it for my whole life, and time to time strange stuff happened.
My friends.
Okay.
I was a regular schoolboy, and my mother was journalist in a cinema magazine. And when I got it, it was very fascinated. I fall in love with cinema that time. And my father was rather writer. He published several books on different writers and philosophers. So they was humanitarian and I'm kind of more technical person. Father feed me with lots of logical puzzles. He tried to teach me with the chess, but completely failed because he was a very good chess player and I never can beat him. So I'm very defensive in chess. So this is not good. There was some puzzles all the time around in the house. So that's what managed me to more mathematics in my career. In 8th grade, I entering to the special program for mathematics. Then I get to the high school, to Moscow Institute of Aviation, how it called, and I graduated as a programmer, mathematician, researcher.
I was born in the Netherlands. I lived in Holland for 11 years and moved to New York City. Learned English went to Our Lady of Sorrows, graduated #1 in my school, and ended up going to the best math and science high school in New York called Stuyvesant High School. That's where I got to touch computers for the first time. These were the days of punch cards, and I would put in my punch. I went to Japan, and there was no way for me to access computers. And so I ended up working for my father in the gemstone business for 6 years. And then personal computers came out, and I go, oh my gosh, this is my chance. Got my whole hands on a computer. I went to Akihabara, which is the electronics center in Tokyo. What are people buying? They have to do with computer, because I was ready to do an accounting software, for Christ's sakes. And I found out, wow, people are buying games. Games? And they were mostly like little tiny shooting games and jumping platform games. There were some simulation war games, a little bit more complicated. But there were no role-playing games. And I thought, oh, yeah, I can do this. And, at that time in the U.S., we already had Ultima and Wizardry. What I didn't know was that in Japan, there was no Dungeons and Dragons. Oh my gosh, okay, I have to teach people how to, play this game. Game Boy was coming. I knew Game Boy was coming out. We'd heard this long before in 88. And so I got on a plane in January, and I went to Nintendo of America and met with Mr. Arakawa. And I said, Mr. Arakawa, what's your plan for Game Boy? I know you always have a policy to include a game with a new hardware. So what's your plan? And he said, well, I'm going to include Mario. And I said, well, I got a better game. It's Tetris. And he already knew about Tetris because people were playing it. I said, if you want little boys to buy your Game Boy, include Mario. If you want everyone to buy your Game Boy, include Tetris. And then you could always, afterwards still sell Mario and make the money off Mario. So he called in, I think it was Ken Lobb. He called in his experts, and they all said, yeah, do that.
Hats off to Mr. A and the rest of the team and Nintendo, recognizing that this was transformative and a critical product to pack in, because it was the perfect product to launch it with.
We made a deal. I shook hands on that. I didn't have the rights. I said, I'm going to go to the Soviet Union and get those rights.
There we go. Okay. Not right now. You just had some. Wait a little bit. Why are you pushing my pillows all over the place?
Because they were on my
Jesus
side.
Christ.
My pillows almost on the floor because yours was all on my
Uh-huh.
side.
Okay. Yay.
Ooh.
Talking about
Hi,
you.
Rosie.
She's talking about you. Not Zach. Alright, I'm trying to complete this board. Ah! The hell did I just do? Ah! Oh my god. This is not good.
This is fun.
Oh crap, that's not what I meant to do! Shut up. Blow up already. Really? Shut up. Finally. God. When is that gonna end? Wait, my score went down.
Points.
You know why? Because the longer you go, the okay. Well, it was the first time I played this game, so I didn't know. I guess the longer you go, the lower your score goes, apparently. Alright, I guess I gotta end it quick then. Here, I thought I was doing a good thing. If it goes long, then your score goes down, apparently.
So your score was 2.
Yeah, it's a big score too, wasn't it? Oh boy. Really? Seriously? Ah, whole thing better blow up this time. Are you serious right now? Are you serious? Are you for real? Are you for real? Oh my Lord in heaven.
Good job.
Oh my God. There we go. It's like a cactus?
For Christmas tree.
A desert Christmas tree? Sadie, move. Daddy's trying to do something. Little girl. You son of a bitch. Didn't mean to do that. Ah! Jeepers, really? What did I just do? Come on, my score's going down more.
There we go.
Oh my Lord.
Holy smoke.
What the? Oh crap! I didn't notice that. Damn it.
interesting score. Stage 20, please, though. I wouldn't be able to do it.
You want to play?
No.
Why not? They do this on purpose. Because they start dropping super duper fast. Oh well. Oh man. Yeah. Oh, wait. Nope. Nope. Ah. Let me get the password to leave. Take a picture of that. I gotta go to the bathroom. Yeah.
So they heard you say that.
Yeah, so? People go to the bathroom, I think. Last time I checked. Unless you're Kim Jong-un, remember?
Oh, yeah, he said he didn't have a bubble.
Exactly. I'm gonna go on to a different game. Play another video for people that don't know about Tetris. What was that? No, the Tetris movie. What was the name of that Tetris movie? Oh, see that? I didn't even have to freaking get the, what do you call it, code? Just got save. Okay. Is this that weird one? I tried it, or is this the one in Japanese? Is it?
I think it's the one you just played.
I don't think so. I moved over. Oh, this ain't the same one. Oh, is this the Game Boy version, maybe? It is. It's the Game Boy version. I'll do one board. That's it. It's got to be the Game Boy version. Look at it.
Yeah.
No color. It's got to be Game Boy. Ah!
You did already play it, but you played different.
Right. Didn't play this particular version. I thought it was that. I thought it was the weird one that had the Japanese writing, and I didn't know what the hell it was saying. I was just hitting the button until the game started. I was trying to end this quick, damn it. There we go. Let's get out of here. put that. The part where he goes to Russia.
Yeah.
I gotta find where was it? Was it here? I was just in there though. It had like a church or a clock tower in the picture. I don't think this is it. Look up that Tetris movie, will you? I don't care if you like Tetris or not. Some people do. Maybe the people watching do.
I mean, they're just cute.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, that's a pretty easy name to remember. Tetris. I feel stupid now. Yeah, really good movie, guys. If you don't know much about Tetris, you want to learn more, movie Tetris, I believe it's on Apple TV. Yeah, it is. Apple TV Plus or whatever. But this has little snippets. I think I'm in the wrong spot. The history and stuff. Yeah, this is where it goes to Moscow, Russia.
I get on a plane with a tourist visa, not knowing anybody or anything.
There she is. Let's take the baseball.
I had a video camera because I had no confidence that I would be able to describe what happened to me in Moscow. And so I was recording everything.
Okay, this is the hotel from the outside, the Tetris Hotel. Actually, it looks wonderful from the outside. This is my room in the Tetris Hotel. Oh, look, there's even a mirror. There's a TV. This TV, I tried to plug it in last night, and sparks started coming out of the machine.
Yeah, definitely Russia.
Moscow.
Sparks came out.
Pretty gray. That's because it's pretty gray. Well, today I'm going to go out, see what I can find out.
All I have is the game with the copyright notice, and the copyright notice says Tengen to Mirosov to Mirosov to Andromeda, from Andromeda to Elorg. I had a bit of a time finding Elorg.
I've spent about 3 hours trying to locate Elorg.
Watching video of Hawaii because the TV doesn't work, the radio doesn't work.
They gave you a fire hazard for a TV.
I'm waiting for a phone call from Japan. They're going to tell me where the Moscow Depot is.
Yeah.
I'm sure I won't be able to find out by asking people.
My strategy was I was going to find a Go player in the Soviet Union. So I had gotten the address of the Russian Go Association. They made some phone calls for me, set up a Go game. And so the next morning, I had a chance to play Go with the third strongest Go player in the Soviet Union. He was also a 6 dan, just like Mr. Yamauchi. And like my father, he was also a 6 dan.
I got smart this time, and I have hired a car.
The next day, we hired a limousine.
Driver in the mirror. I wonder if we can. Maybe it's too dark to see. So what's your name?
My hotel, and in the hallway of the hotel, all of a sudden I see an interpreter. And it's like, interpreter's like, oh my gosh, of course, I should hire an interpreter.
You know, to the left, you can't see us. It's there is one of the biggest swimming pools in Moscow.
But it's not a swimming pool now, I bet. It's a skating rink or something?
No, it's swimming pool. It's open all the year round.
And people swim there now?
Yes.
Wow. So I have a very lovely interpreter. And her name is
My name is Allah.
Your name is Allah.
And so I said to Allah, can you help me find a Lorg? And she looked at it and said, oh yeah, I know where a Lorg is. She knew that right away. And I said, that made me suspicious. It's like she already knew what I was looking for. In other words, the word had gotten around, this guy snooping around for a Lorg, which I'm not supposed to be doing that. I'm not supposed to be meeting any Russians. I'm only supposed to be there taking pictures of tourist attractions. That's it.
Really something.
First, we went to the Go Club. The place where people play Go is inside of this big building where the Olympic Committee was.
Whoa! What's this? Olympiada? Olympiski. It's where they have the chess club. They take their sports very seriously. We're going right into it. I'm impressed. I am impressed.
I won that game. Problem with the Go player is he didn't speak a word of English. So he was absolutely useless. I couldn't get anything out of him, but I had the interpreters, it's fine. So then we went to a Lorg.
Okay, we're on the street here, where we just passed by the American Embassy. And that building there is a Lorg.
And I remember going up to the door of a Lorg. This interpreter, she goes, no, you can't go in there. And I said, what do you mean I can't go in there? I said, you're here on a tourist visa. It's like, how do you even know that, you know? And I said, I didn't come all this way to stand in front of a door and then go back to Japan and get a visa so that I can go through this door. I'm going through this door. Are you coming with me? And she said, no, I can't go with you. I said, okay, I'm going in. You wait here. So I just stood there in the lobby waiting for somebody to talk to me. Mr. Belikov comes down the stairs, and I had my game. I said, I'm the publisher of this game in Japan, Tetris, and I'm looking for the rights to Tetris for handheld. And he looks at it, and he says, what machine is this for? And I said, it's for Nintendo. It's a console. And he says, we never licensed Tetris for console to anyone. I'm like, holy crap. If somebody else picked up those rights, they could stop me from publishing, and my in-laws would lose all of their land. So I was in some seriously deep kimchi at that moment. I decided, you know what? I'm going to focus on the mission that I'm here, and I'll deal with this later. So I said, I would like to come back tomorrow, and I'm here for the handheld rights. The reason I said the next day is because I wanted to make sure that they could get the right people in the room. So he said, okay, come back tomorrow. I'll meet you at 1 o'clock, blah, blah, blah. That was my official invitation right there.
Yeah, it's a really good movie, guys. You should check it out. It's on Apple TV.
It is really good. I like it. I liked it, even though I'm not into the game. I can't do the game. I get distracted. But the movie was really good. Gives you a lot of information. The history is just amazing. It's not something you'd expect.
Why, this looks like China. Is that? Oh. Okay. Why isn't that in the regular version? So I could.
You have to for
Drop super fast if you push. Wow.
On the console, the video shoot.
Oh. No, that's a clone, though.
I know, but I'm saying it looks almost like that one.
Yeah. That's weird. Oh, you mother trucker. Drives too fast. See? Ah! Come on. Give me a line. Finally. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna see, save, quit.
I'm at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. My job is to find games to bring to Japan. And the way it works is there are like hundreds of monitors from dozens of companies, all showing games. And the people are lined up to play those games, for a couple of minutes to get an impression.
He was trying to have a Go game. He was really into Go. He had this other game he was working on called Black Onyx. But everybody was playing this game in our booth. Tetris, Hank came over to play.
So I stand in line, and there I play Tetris for the first time. And, then I go and play other games, and I find myself standing in line at the Tetris machine again. And I play again. And, okay. And I go away, and I find myself... The fourth time I'm standing in this line, it's like, I'm really hooked on this game.
And he sees my name on the top of the high score list. So he sits there for hours trying to knock me off the list.
I put the high score on the game. I beat Gilman Louis' high score on that game.
He meets up with Phil.
I showed it to Hank for the first time. Hank loved it.
Phil takes Hank into a meeting with me.
And so I started negotiating with Gilman about Tetris for Japan.
And Hank goes, I want to get the Japanese rights.
The next day I went back. I get escorted into this room. On one end of the long table, there are 8 people, something like that, sitting on the other side. I'm sitting by myself on this side. And we're about to start the third degree. And all these guys are suspicious. Like, who the hell are you? How did you, because that came out of nowhere. I wasn't supposed to be there.
You looked really suspicious. From Japan with perfect English. I mean, something really wrong.
Yeah, so I'm a Dutchman living in Japan who talks like an American. And by the way, my English is very simple English because I've been living in Japan for many years and I know how to speak English as a second language. So all these people are able to understand the other side of the table. And I could see his demeanor change as the conversation went on, when he realized that I was a game designer. As I was explaining what my involvement was, I could see him visibly warm up. And, the others, a couple of guys in there, I don't know, they're KGB or whatever they,
Well, they are all, frankly, KGB, but they are not kind of field agents, so per se. Mostly they sell weapons, I believe. To the other country. They have specialty in making contracts and follow the money and...
I can tell you this, nobody on the other side of the table, except Alexei, knew anything about computer games.
Oh, about computer games, no, but about the international trade, they probably...
They knew something.
I want to get that
well, if they did, they got totally spanked by Stein in that contract.
I don't think Robert Stein, he intended to misrepresent anything. He was like a sole entrepreneur who's out there trying to make a buck by licensing products.
Stein shows up, which I knew he was going to be there. I just didn't know where or how. But what I didn't know was Kevin Maxwell also showed up.
They never meet each other, but Kevin Maxwell, Stein, and Hank was at the same time in Ilorg, so I met them all.
So now there were 3 people in Moscow at the same time trying to get the Game Boy rights.
We were supposed to have all rights, not just PC and Mac, but it kind of came out that I'm not sure Stein had all the rights that he needed with the C-Lord programmer.
We found out that Stein started selling the other platform, which we never considered him to have. We were furious when we heard about this.
The deal that had been made was between Ilorg and Robert Stein, which is Andromeda, for the computer. By the time this deal gets to Microsoft, they read the contract that says, the computer. Oh, that's everything. We got everything.
Up until that point, I thought we had all the rights, right? Because Stein represented that as such.
Stein had licensed arcade rights to Tengen, because they were an arcade company, and to Sega. And he didn't have those rights. And so the Russians say, yeah, you need to clean that up before we even talk to you about anything else.
He came and started crying and saying that he can't afford anything without this platform and that. We say, no, we don't want to even discuss it with you.
They came to me and they say, Stein is here. He's looking to figure out the arcade rights. What should we do? Rather than asking for a per unit or something complicated that you can't check, ask him for a big upfront money. And so that is the deal that actually ended up happening between Stein. That's how Tengen and Sega got the arcade rights.
I don't think Stein was being evil. I just don't think the communications, the faxing back and forth, the definition of what a computer and a console, all that was kind of blurred at that particular time. Maybe he overrepresented what he had, but he wasn't a lawyer. He wasn't a contracts guy. He was trying to do his best to do one of his short deals, but he didn't have a big name Silicon Valley law firm behind him.
Stein wasn't publisher, he was an agent. All he's do is sub-license.
So Robert Stein came to Moscow and said, look, we're publishing this. You can either cooperate or you can try and sue Microsoft or whatever. And that's, of course, an impossible thing. There's no way that the Russian government is going to sue somebody outside the Soviet Union over intellectual property.
All this is brewing in one big stew. You had the Soviets and the Russians. You had the murkiness of the contract and the technical meanings of what was licensed and what wasn't licensed. You had Hank in Russia. You had Microsoft through Robert Maxwell, who was bigger than life character, kind of the Rupert Murdoch competitor of his era, who had strong relationships with the Kremlin. So he was trying to call in over the top, right, by engaging very senior levels of government to force the license to fall in favor of Atari and Microsoft.
Nobody on the other side of the table had any idea how big the game business was. They were taking the Russians to the cleaners. They were getting a percentage of a percentage of a percentage of a percentage. Just imagine this. Spectrum Holobyte has a quarter where they sell $100,000 worth and they pay $20,000 to Microsoft. That becomes income on the second quarter, $20,000. And from that $20,000, they pay Stein 20%, which is $4,000 in the next quarter. And then Stein reports that in the fourth quarter. So by the time the fourth quarter comes around, it's 20% of $4,000 at $800, out of this huge chain of money. So I said, look, the way I'm going to do this deal is you guys should not care how many sub-licensees. You are going to get a fixed amount of money from each unit that is sold. So I will pay you 25 cents per unit for Game Boy. No matter who sells it in the world, you will get 25 cents.
My dad was an honest guy. He could really say, I'm not the richest guy, but I will show you exactly how much money I'm making. Here's an honest deal. Whereas before, they weren't getting an honest deal, obviously.
They asked me, so how many copies do you think you're going to sell? And I was thinking, if we're talking about packing it in with Game Boy, maybe 30 million copies.
No, come on. You was very moderate with your expectations.
Okay,
10
all right.
million, maybe 5 million, 10 million.
Oh, okay, say it's 10 million. 10 million times a quarter, that's $2.5 million. That is significantly more than they were ever going to make with all the deals that they had done up to the...
Totally other area, of revenue.
They asked me, when are you coming back to Moscow? Mm-hmm. And I said, what do you mean? He says, well, we need time to think this over. And I said, I either leave Moscow with the rights to handheld Tetris, or I don't. I leave without it. I'm not coming back. We don't have that kind of time. I made this very official thing, boom, in this You have 1 week to answer me with
letter of intent or something.
yeah, with a proposal. You know, and after that, this offer is null and void. I mean,
what's this one?
Good morning. It looks like it's snowing. I was at Mr. Pacheco's house yesterday until 2 o'clock in the morning. Had a very interesting conversation about game design, and he showed me many new games. I'm sure we can have very fruitful relationship. I'm on my way now to 10 o'clock appointment with Elodie about obtaining the rights to handheld Tetris. We shall see.
in that meeting, we hammered out the basics of what a deal would look like. And I said, I'll get you a contract. It took 8 hours to make a phone
she's not sleeping.
out of the Soviet Union to anywhere. I make the phone call to my lawyer in Tokyo. I do it before I go to sleep so that if they call me during the night, then I'll be there. And I wake up in the morning. Sure enough, it takes about 8 hours. I said, okay, I need a contract. I have to explain every word, so it can't have any big words. It can't be more than 20 pages because I have a limited amount of time to explain this. It has to be a fair contract because I'm not going to have time to go back and forth. This contract has to work the very first time. And it has to satisfy Nintendo that we actually have the rights to Tetris. And you have 24 hours to create this contract, and here's the fax number. So 24 hours later, this contract appears. To them, they'd never seen a contract that was that fair.
Hank is a very good partner. We decided that we want him.
And by the way, since then I found out they used that contract as the basis for all their contracts after that.
Including myself, I use this contract a lot.
So yeah, we signed a contract.
For handheld?
For handheld, on Friday. Then they asked me, would you like to do another contract for console? And I said, sorry, but I can't. The company I licensed from, they're a big litigious company. I had read the Atari contract, and my lawyer said that there's a clause in there that says if we don't have the right, you have to help us get it. How the hell did that get into the contract? It's like, oh my God, this is litigation. I have to go back and figure out whether I can do this or not. After the meeting, Alexei came to me and he asked me to meet that evening. Did everybody know that?
No.
At your hotel at 6 o'clock or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Meet me at the front door because I can't go into your hotel being a Soviet citizen unaccompanied. It felt a little clandestine, you know.
You want to show me something important.
I had brought with me a Sharp Famicom, and I had a little portable videotape player, tiny videotape, and it had a screen that had a RCA in. I wanted to show him Tetris on Nintendo. He'd never seen it.
Yeah. I tried to play. I was completely disappointed because it was a wrong hand. I play with my right hand and drop with my left hand, but with the joypad.
Joypad.
Yeah, it was different kind of disappointment, which I politely hide. But anyway. And probably the same day, maybe next day, we went to my apartment because I was desperate to show him my other games. He was the first professional game designer I ever see in my life. So basically, it was important to at least hear his opinion. Maybe he would be interested in publishing something or whatever, but what is important, I don't know. I am out of this world. So that's why I take some kind of risk to inviting him.
Saturday and Sunday, basically, we had no meetings. You took me on a tour.
Today is a wonderful day. We have done most of our business. Today we are sightseeing with Mr. Pajitnov.
This building like a false teeth.
We are just about arriving at the Red Square.
Yes.
Or I should say the Kremlin. It's supposed to be 9 churches in one. This is Mr. Alexei Pajitnov. He is the author of Tetris.
Play Tetris.
Play Tetris.
My friends.
Okay. That's it. Bye-bye.
So, you have to see my barb. I'm Russian people.
Beard. Beard.
Barb is in French.
I see. This is Arbat Street. There's a lot of free activity going on here, like music and poetry being read and art being shown. And here's the artist, and she's. Hi. Just watched a very nice little book from Arbat at Arbat Street.
And the next day he invite me to Japanese restaurant. I had no idea what Japanese people eat, and then I found out that I put in situation when I need to use wooden stick instead of forks, and moreover I need to eat the fresh uncooked fish, which kind of absolutely unthinkable thing for Russians. Fish is something you, for sanitary reason, you need to cook, overcook, and overcook again, you know. But he kind of showed me how to handle those chopsticks, and then he showed me that this green stuff is really hot kind of spice,
wasabi,
which could help me to swallow this uncooked fish and whatever. So basically, I managed to be okay.
You managed to be okay.
Yeah.
Guess what his favorite food is now? Sushi. You know, a little taste of Japan.
And strange restaurant, very fancy, but they don't manage to cook the fish, the most cookable kind of food out of anything else, you know.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
That was another quite an experience for me, yeah. Besides Nintendo machine, which is upside down device.
So, when you look it up, it says the Sega Mega Drive.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but the Sega Mega Drive and the Sega Genesis were going to come out with Tetris, but that didn't go over too well, so there was only a few made.
And it says, with estimates suggesting only 10 or fewer copies exist, often valued at over $30,000. But with signed copies, now this is signed copies of the 10 or fewer copies that exist, original ones, and they potentially can reach $1 million at auction.
Yeah, I've got a Chinese. I have a Chinese reproduction with the box. Yeah. I love Tetris. Let me see. Which one was the weird? I think this was the weird one I played, isn't it?
Yeah.
How about this one? Okay. I need a line.
That's what you asked for.
Holy schnitsky. Another one. There we go. Uh-oh. Crap. Shit. You're sugar nut. Hey! No, I didn't mean to do that. No take backsies. Get. Oh my God! 13 lines. That's embarrassing. I'm out. I'm out of here. I'm out of here, man.
You normally do really good, but
No, I got distracted. Oh well. Shit! No! Oh my lord. No! Son of a bitch. I'm gonna do that again.
Watch your mouth.
Do it again.
Language.
Ah! I'm a sugar nut. No, I don't want to play that again. Ah! Shit. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try that one again. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Damn it. Must have been playing for a while. Controller's going dead. Ah, balls. Oh, it hasn't. Longer than that. I hate to tell you, my battery wouldn't go dead in 45 minutes. That's inaccurate. Come on, man. Stupid thing. I know. Come on. Oh my God. Stupid son of a... Are you for real? Damn it. Son of a... Come on!
Christopher, here is your reminder. Pack this up.
Don't stop that, please.
Christopher.
Yeah! You know! Oh my God. Come on, man. God, too fast. Bitch. Oh, I hate that. Shoot. No. All right, I gotta go to the bathroom. It's frustrating.
On.
Yeah, I'm frustrated right now.
Can you plus the volume?
I'm about to end it in a second. No, keep on it. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. It's been a while. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.